Snickers, a candy bar first created in 1930 and named after the Mars family's beloved horse, has become the world's best-selling chocolate bar for a reason. It combines roasted peanuts, creamy caramel, fluffy nougat, and rich milk chocolate to deliver a sweet and salty crunch that millions crave daily. But how does this legendary treat go from raw ingredients to a perfectly layered bar in your hand? In this episode of Infinite Farming, we uncover the fascinating journey behind every Snickers. When you enter a major Snickers facility, the sheer scale is overwhelming. Conveyor belts stretch like highways, transporting ingredients through multiple workstations. Towering vats constantly stir, heat, and mix raw materials, filling the air with the mouth-watering scent of roasted peanuts and melting chocolate. This single plant can churn out millions of bars every week, accounting for around 65% of the nation's Snickers supply. The remaining 35% comes from additional sites to maintain an uninterrupted flow of product across stores nationwide. Teams in a centralized control room watch over the production floor, adjusting conveyor speeds, temperatures, and ingredient flow in real time. Each step must line up perfectly. Too fast, and the bars won't form correctly. Too slow, and you risk bottlenecks. Running day and night shifts, the facility rarely stops. Maintenance workers frequently check machinery to prevent breakdowns that could halt production lines and delay deliveries. Quality control specialists roam the floor, sampling bars to ensure they match the time-tested Snickers standard. They measure texture, taste, and appearance, looking for any sign of deviation. If the caramel consistency is off, or the chocolate coating doesn't meet thickness requirements, the batch might need reworking. Behind the scenes, supply chain coordinators juggle massive shipments of peanuts, cocoa, and other essentials, ensuring nothing runs out. It's a finely tuned system that marries high-tech innovation with meticulous oversight.
You know what goes great with popcorn? That would be chocolate. And for trick-or-treaters, this next candy bar is a popular treat. In fact, it's America's most popular candy bar. It's Snickers, so let's watch.
Snickers' iconic chocolate coating starts with cocoa beans, grown in regions like West Africa and Latin America. Farmers carefully harvest these beans from cocoa pods, then ferment and dry them to develop that deep, characteristic flavor. Once they reach the Snickers production plant, or a nearby chocolate facility, the beans are deshelled to remove their outer husks, exposing the inner nibs. These nibs are roasted at precise temperatures to enrich their flavor, then ground into a thick cocoa liquor. Sugar, milk powder, and cocoa butter are added, but Snickers sets itself apart with a unique ratio of cocoa butter and emulsifiers like lecithin. This formula slightly raises the melting point, making the chocolate more stable. In other words, it's less likely to become a sticky mess in your hands, yet it still melts luxuriously on your tongue. The final stage, tempering, involves heating and cooling cycles that ensure a smooth, glossy finish. When done correctly, the chocolate resists temperature changes better and snaps when you bite into it, locking in that recognizable Snickers texture. While chocolate may be the coating, peanuts are the star inside. Runner peanuts are the variety of choice for their consistent size and flavor, cultivated across vast fields in the southern United States. Once harvested, they're dried, graded, and eventually shipped in enormous bags, some weighing around 2,000 pounds, to the Snickers plant. Imagine a crane lifting these hefty bags over a funnel-shaped hopper, where the peanuts tumble onto a conveyor belt. Inside a 150-foot convection oven set at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, they roast for approximately half an hour, unlocking their golden color and deep nutty aroma. Quality sensors track temperature and moisture, ensuring each peanut batch develops the same flavorful profile. Once they exit the oven, a measured mist of salt is applied to enhance the sweet and salty balance. Prepared peanuts then cool briefly, standing by until it's time to join forces with the caramel layer. Caramel is the sweet, sticky element that binds many of the flavors in a Snickers bar. In a specially designated kitchen area, corn syrup, butter, condensed milk, sugar, and salt come together in massive industrial kettles. This concoction is heated to about 250 degrees Fahrenheit under vacuum, preventing scorching and ensuring a thick, consistent texture. About 20 minutes of cooking brings the caramel to the desired consistency. Near the end, technicians add vanilla extract for an aromatic touch, along with emulsifiers to improve smoothness and shelf stability. The caramel is then cooled until it's thick enough to hold its form but still pliable. This delicate balance is key. Too stiff, and it won't layer neatly on the nougat. Too soft, and it might ooze uncontrollably. Below the caramel peanut mixture lies nougat, a fluffier component that helps define Snickers' signature chew. The base of this nougat is made by heating sugar, corn syrup, and water to around 250 degrees Fahrenheit, while giant mixers whip egg whites in a separate chamber. Slowly introducing the hot syrup into the whipped egg whites creates a glossy foam that will solidify as it cools. A subtle but critical addition is peanut butter, which boosts the overall nutty flavor and complements the roasted peanuts on top. Maintaining the right texture depends on careful monitoring of both temperature and humidity. Too much moisture, and the nougat stays spongy. Too little, and it could become tough. Constant oversight ensures every batch sets correctly, striking a perfect balance between firmness and fluffiness. Once the caramel, peanuts, and nougat are complete, these components unite through a series of conveyors and specialized rollers. The warm nougat heads into a machine called a sheeter, where chilled rollers press it into a flat slab at a uniform thickness. A scraping blade lifts the nougat off the rollers, placing it onto a moving belt. At the same time, roasted peanuts are introduced into the warm caramel, which is spread across a cooling roller to bring it to a manageable temperature. Another blade then scrapes the caramel peanut layer, allowing it to drop neatly onto the nougat slab moving below. A light press fuses the layers together, and the entire slab enters a refrigerated tunnel set to around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. This tunnel cools and solidifies the slab so that it can be sliced cleanly into individual bars without losing shape or structure. Temperature control, conveyor belt speed, and timing all sync up to avoid bottlenecks. Any misalignment can result in uneven layering or jammed machinery. Workers keep a close eye on digital readouts, ready to make micro adjustments on the fly. Within minutes, thousands of bars worth of layered candy emerges from the cooling tunnel, showcasing that classic stacked profile of nougat, peanuts, and caramel. As the cooled slab exits the tunnel, it moves toward a slitter machine equipped with rotating blades. These blades slice the slab lengthwise into narrow strips, each one destined to become a line of individual bars. The strips then meet guillotine-style cutters that chop them into the standard 4.5-inch Snickers length. Operators check the measurements, ensuring every bar is cut to the same specifications. Even a small discrepancy could cause trouble with packaging down the line. By now, the bars look and smell like Snickers, but something critical is still missing: the all-important chocolate coating that seals in flavor and texture. Enrobing is where the magic of tempered chocolate meets the prepared bars. A curtain of liquid chocolate coats the bottom of the bars first as they pass over a shallow pool. Then, a chocolate waterfall completely drenches the top and sides, ensuring even coverage. While still coated in wet chocolate, the bars vibrate gently on a mesh conveyor. This vibration evens out the coating, eliminates air bubbles, and removes any excess chocolate. Before the chocolate sets, each bar passes under a decorative roller that creates the famous Snickers swirl on top. Next time you unwrap a Snickers, look for the wave-like patterns that distinguish it from other candy bars. Finally, the bars enter another cooling tunnel, where they're chilled until the chocolate solidifies into a firm shell. This not only enhances the bar's texture, but also helps preserve flavor, as the hardened chocolate acts like a protective seal. By the time they exit, they're fully recognizable as Snickers, complete with caramel, peanuts, nougat, and chocolate, all assembled and ready to eat. The final step is packaging. State-of-the-art wrapping machines can seal hundreds to thousands of bars per minute. Each bar is wrapped in the iconic Snickers label that keeps it fresh and prevents contamination. As soon as they're wrapped, the bars are organized into boxes, stacked on pallets, and prepared for shipping. Given Snickers' worldwide popularity, it's no surprise that millions of bars are constantly in transit at any given moment. The entire process, farming, factory production, and logistics, must operate seamlessly to ensure consumers can grab a Snickers practically anywhere, anytime. Without modern farming techniques and advanced machinery, this level of production would be impossible. Peanut and cocoa farming have become increasingly efficient, utilizing everything from drip irrigation to pest-resistant crop strains. Meanwhile, factories employ robotic arms, automated sensors, and real-time data analytics to maintain speed and quality. It's a shining example of how agriculture and technology work hand in hand to feed, and in this case, sweeten, the world. And that concludes our up-close look at how Snickers bars are made. From cocoa fields and peanut farms to the moment you tear open that iconic wrapper. The next time you indulge in this sweet, crunchy treat, you'll know it's backed by a vast network of growers, scientists, engineers, and operators all focused on delivering that familiar taste. With farming and food production evolving at breakneck speed, it's fascinating to imagine what the future holds. Will we see more sustainable farming practices, like regenerative agriculture or advanced water-saving technologies, playing an even bigger role? Could lab-grown ingredients become part of tomorrow's candy bars? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Infinite Farming. We'll keep exploring the hidden stories behind the world's most beloved foods, revealing just how much work goes into creating the treats and meals we often take for granted. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy snacking.